This is a video to go along with the other video of the actual plastic garbage bag in place on my CNC 4040 Pro Max Jimitsu that I use to keep the chips and debris and all that kind of stuff off of the rails and the lead screw. So I'm cutting this out of some garbage bags. I'll post that. Let me go ahead and put it in this video though. Not sure where I've got them from, but I'm sure I can figure it out from the barcode. But at any rate, I'm doing the full length as much as I can do from the garbage bag. So I lay them out flat on this table. Ends up being about 51 inches by, and I need 15 and a quarter inches of width. So I can get a couple of these. So I leave it flattened out so it's 2-ply, and then cut 2 of these. That's the other piece laying right there. And then I'm using this, I found this Scotch instead of Velcro brand. I chose this because it's a little bit weaker on how much it holds, because I need something that's not too strong so that I can pull the Velcro apart. So what I've been doing is using this special tape. It's red, it kind of stands out, but it's for underlayment on floating floors, like fake wood floors. You put some plastic down first, and this is the tape that's used for that. I cut it into strips, but I found that it sticks really good to this plastic garbage bag where nothing else will. Now, I mean, it's even hard to get good duct tape to stick on this. But it looks kind of trashy. And the other thing is, well, I have to cut it loose to get back in here. So I thought I'd try and use some kind of a Velcro system. I wanted something even less robust than this, which is 3/4 inches wide, 0.75 inch. But I didn't find anything. I was at, I got this from Lowe's. You can get it most anywhere, even Amazon. Comes at 15 feet. But it seems to work very well. The only thing is, it does not stick to this plastic as is. It'll stick, but you can peel it right off. It peels off the plastic easier than it separates from each other. So I have this stuff that I got from AliExpress. I'll put a link to it where I bought it from AliExpress. But it's a primer for adhesive. You put it on first. So the thing is, when it touches this plastic, the plastic reacts and kind of curls up. Then once it starts to dry, it relaxes some. So what I did is I used a long piece of tape, just painter's tape, right on the very edge to hold it straight. Then I applied about 1 inch or so of the primer. And then once it dried and the plastic actually relaxed, you can see it. Then I put the Velcro strip on, and it stuck really good. So this piece has been on and off the router probably about 3 times now. So I wanted to give some measurements because as you saw in the video of the router, it wraps around on the carriage, so the gantry. And the way I did it was, one side's a little shorter than the other. I made these measurements just to help someone else out and to help me out, because I got to make one for the other side. It's not really going to help to have these marks on there, but it'll help a little bit anyway. So, but notice that one side has one part of the Velcro, doesn't matter, male or female, and the other side has the other part of it. So, front side, back side. The big thing is, as you notice in the video, when you mount it, it's good to have so that when it overlaps on the rail, it's on top of the bottom, so that any debris or anything goes off of it instead of into the crack there on the crevice. Yeah, it probably doesn't make any sense, but maybe it does. Okay, so I used the full length of the trash bags, as much as I could get out of it, and it ended up being, like I said, 51 by 15¼ inches. And for the back side, starting from the back side, going up forward, go up about 24¾ inches, and that's where that mating part starts. It's about 5 inches, and you got 21 inches till the next part of it. And then on the other side, it goes to about 24.5, 3½ inches, and then 23 inches remaining. The reason is because I'm kind of wrapping it around the gantry, as you can see in the video. So I hope this helps someone out. It's a crazy solution, kind of trashy, is pun intended, but this particular bag works very well. It's thin, and because my gantry is going all the way to the end of the mounts for the rail on the Y and the X, actually. I've been using this on the X for about 6 months, so just now starting it on the Y axis. It has to be very thin and flexible, and this stuff works great. These bags, these big contractor bags, the plastic is too thick. It doesn't come together, as you saw in the video, whenever the gantry comes to the very end of the stop. So it'll actually bar up the motors and cause an error. So this works pretty well. It's a crazy solution. I was using this very expensive, I probably got $150 in all this stuff. These are referred to as accordion style and debris blocks, but I used them on my metal lathe. They work very well, but they weren't working well on the lathe, on the CNC router, because of how far, the big distance and how far they come to an end. So it's butting up towards the end, and there's not much room for that stuff, the accordion style, to compress. It only compresses so far. And it's got these little pieces in between that are actually PVC or plexiglass, whatever. So it doesn't compress that well. Whereas this stuff, it does. So without effort, the stepper motors can drive the gantry all the way to the endpoints without having an issue binding up like it did with the others. It was very difficult to get those to work. I did have them working, but as you can see, they're U-shaped. So they were open on the back side, so it still didn't work. They were a little bit too tall. To get custom ones costs a lot of money. I'd already spent so much. Trash bags, I already had these on my shelf, and it works perfect. But I did try thicker plastic first. And let me tell you, it has to be this thin stuff and probably needs to be this flexible. You can see the little dimples in it. That's supposed to be, so it doesn't, it's puncture proof, it says, but that allows it to really crumple up into a small zone with no effort from the motor. So hopefully that's clear. The key is the Velcro and this stuff. The Velcro will not stick good enough without this stuff. I'll put a link to it, hopefully. And it's a little challenging once you apply that primer, because the primer is like an acetone or whatever based. And it's got a little brush in here. So you just dip it in, start applying it, but it reacts to the plastic and the plastic starts to kind of crumple, like as if you put acetone or something like that on it. But let it dry and it relaxes. And if you put tape along whatever long edge you need first, before you put that primer on there, then it'll crumple, relax, and you're fine. Put the Velcro on and use a razor knife with a fresh blade and a straight edge and cut off that little 1/16 or 1/8 of an inch from the edge, if you even need to. And it comes out great like this did. I'm very pleased with it. It's working very well. Thank you. Subscribe if you appreciate.